Hi, my name is Michelle Vaughn, and I am making this YouTube video for my diversity class at Aspen University, and my teacher is Dr. Joe. Today's date is 9/9/2019. I'm going to be talking about some diversity opinions here. First, I'm going to tackle the University and Community College System of Nevada versus Farmer. The University and Community College System of Nevada versus Farmer has left many feeling unheard. In 1990, Miss Farmer set out to obtain a job as an assistant professor of sociology at the University and Community College of Nevada. Miss Farmer was one of 3 finalists chosen by the search committee. The university had hiring guidelines that required the department to conduct more than one interview. She was beat out by a Ugandan immigrant. He still had not completed his PhD at this point. Miss Farmer continued to pursue her dream of being part of the university's faculty. She was hired 1 year later. Over a course of time, she found out that she was earning $10,000 less than her colleague. This made Miss Farmer upset, and she wanted answers from her department leader. Miss Farmer began to do her research and started to press her department chairman for answers. Her department chairman provided an explanation that stated salary differences were due to Mr. Makoba being black. Between the years of 1989 and 1991, there was only 1% of faculty staff that were black. 89% of the faculty were white. Between 1989 and 1991, only 25% to 27% of the faculty were women as well. Miss Farmer was upset and distraught over the reasoning of the salary differences and filed a suit in the year of 1993. Miss Farmer's first cause of action claimed that the university violated the Equal Pay Act by paying her unequal pay wages for equal work. Her second cause of action alleged race and gender violations. Her third cause of action alleged the university breached its employment contract with her by failing to abide by its promulgated policies. Her fourth cause of action alleged a breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing. Farmer claimed that she was more qualified for the position than Mr. Makoba was. The court wrote that the university had a compelling interest in fostering a diverse faculty. Mr. Makoba was offered a starting salary at $35,000 a year with a $5,000 increase upon completing his dissertation. Miss Farmer's offer entailed a salary of $31,000 a year and a $2,000 raise after completion of her dissertation. A 3-2 vote at the Nevada Supreme Court threw out her challenge. Affirmative action can ensure that a diverse environment can be achieved. It can eliminate socioeconomic differences, and it can aid in stopping stereotypes. Affirmative action allows for people to follow their dreams and pursue their career. It has been said that affirmative action can help break the glass ceiling. Minority gaps can be reduced because there are more opportunities available. Gender gaps can be reduced in certain industries. Some disadvantages to affirmative action is still has the potential to reinforce stereotypes. Affirmative action could change accountability standards. We need to be proactive to create equality. Personal bias will always exist. Equality is a goal we can all strive toward. I feel that it was unfair of the state of Nevada Supreme Court to decline the chance for Ms. Farmer's case to be heard. Even though she was awarded a $40,000 settlement in damages, I believe she would still want to have her story told. The Watchmark Continental Corporation is the next subject. The Watchmark Continental Corporation was a leading provider of performance and service management services. They were eventually renamed Valiant Corporation. Their motto was to provide service assurance solutions. They claimed to improve service quality, lower the operational costs, and optimize network usage and capacity. The company has the capability to operate globally. Later, the Valiant Corporation was acquired by IBM. The software industry is very competitive. Outsourcing is the practice of using outside firms to handle work that is normally performed within a company. Outsourcing allows for companies to entrust the processes of their business function to be handled by external vendors. Small companies are able to outsource things such as payroll, accounting, distribution, and several other important functions. Many large corporations like to turn to outsourcing to cut costs. Internal processes may need to be reworked in order to gain a good outsource relationship. Many companies and or businesses don't fully understand the benefits of outsourcing. Saving money should be the only reason a company Saving money should not be the only reason a company should want to outsource their work. Outsourcing can make your firm more attractive to investors. It also has the capability to increase efficiency. Outsourcing aids in reducing risks. Many companies have found that outsourcing gives them access to talent in other parts of the world. Whatever outsourced company is being used, they must be prepared to manage certain projects. One of the downfalls of outsourcing is liability. It can be difficult to determine the liability of different parties. Confidentiality and security may be at risk when outsourcing is involved. Sometimes communication issues can impede workflow processes. Sometimes the quality of work can suffer from outsourcing. Outsourcing sometimes leaves employees upset. They may feel like they're being replaced. The benefits of outsourcing can be substantial. Outsourcing can also make your business more flexible and agile. Now I'm going to talk about diversity in Canada versus the United States. There are many key differences between Canada and the United States. Canada and the United States both use the terms equity, diversity, and inclusion frequently. Both Canada and the United States look at diversity with respect to demographics. While in the United States a person of color may be referred to as an African American, in Canada they are referred to as a Black Canadian or an African Canadian. Toronto is considered to be one of the most diverse cities in Canada. They do not refer to themselves as being a melting pot, but however, they do refer themselves as a mosaic. Canadians stand by a motto that allows everyone to maintain their own culture and identity by blending together in a way that helps strengthen the country. The United States focuses on civil rights, while Canada focuses on human rights. Human rights are different from civil rights because civil rights are derived from the fact that your country has laws that provide you rights. Human rights is the idea that simply because you are a human, these are rights that you are expected to have, and it's not based on laws. Canada has human rights offices while the United States has civil rights and equal opportunity offices. Canada uses a geographic-based system for classifying the origins of its minority populations, while the United States uses race in Hispanic origin to classify its minority populations. The United States population is far greater than the Canadian population. The Canadian government took an initiative to enhance labor force diversity in their Federal Employment Equity Act. An organization's capability to innovate provides the cutting edge in today's competitive world. Canada continues to be ever-changing in the racial and ethnic demographics department. Canada's workforce growth has come to depend on new immigrants entering the work field. Both Canada and the United States define disabilities as being psychological as well as physical conditions. Canada enforced an employment equity action. The focus is to encourage flexibility and create a workplace in which people of all backgrounds feel comfortable in. I will now talk about the exercises in the media diversity. I chose the print media magazines to do my research on. I reviewed the magazines Women's Day, Jet, and 17. All three of these magazines were targeted at women. Women's Day covers topics such as homemaking, food, nutrition, physical fitness, and fashion. The first issue was published in October of 1937. The content of this magazine conveys sources for healthy recipes and relationship advice. I believe the Women's Day magazine targets women in their mid-20s to late 50s. The advertisements encourage women to enrich their lives with positivity and purpose. Jet magazine targets African Americans. Its first issue was published in November of 1951. Jet contains fashion and beauty tips. It also provides entertainment news, dating advice, health tips, and diet guides. Some cover stories talk about celebrity weddings. Jet magazine was published on a weekly basis. It also targets people in their mid-20s to late 50s. Jet magazine also printed articles in regard to what was going on in the world. The magazine editor believed in providing vital information to its readers. 17 magazine was first published in September of 1944. 17 magazine targets teenagers from the ages of 13 to 19 years old. The magazine was introduced to the world to inspire teen girls to become model workers and citizens. 17 magazine writes articles to help young teens navigate through the tricky terrain of adolescence. All ethnic backgrounds are seen in this magazine. 17 magazine gives advice on health, fashion, and beauty. Thanks.